So this past weekend, I was having a conversation with my daughter. And I asked a simple question. I said, Shakira, when that time comes in your life when you're dating, because she's 14 years old, she hasn't got the clearance for me to start dating yet. And that's just something me and her mom has to talk about. But needless to say, when that time does come, because it will come, you know, who's going to pay for the first date? Is it a man's responsibility to pay for the first date? I'll wait. Think about it. And I'll say it again. Is it a man's responsibility to pay for the first date? And a lot of you may say, yeah, da-da-da-da, this, that. So one of the things that came up while speaking on this was, yeah, it's the man's responsibility. He the one that asked me out on a date. Cool. Glad you said that. When has there ever been a time that a female asks a guy out on a date? That's just a man's thing to do. You know, hey, how you doing? What's you, like, you know what I'm saying? What's your number? I haven't even really seen too many females that just hand over their number without a guy asking them to do it. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Are you single? Are you this? Are you that? Hey, what's your number? Like, you should keep in contact. Da, 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 da. Dialogue is simple. It's kind of like that. But anywho, it's almost to say, it's almost expected for a man to pay for the food, which I don't have a, you know, care for what your opinion may be, and you should not have a care of what my opinion is. It's just agreeing to disagree, you know, having an open dialogue. And I feel like if you're able to pay for your food or whatever y'all may do, pay for it. I told my daughter, I said, Shakira, when that day comes when you start dating, I would be adamant about you paying for your own if you have it. I mean, you don't have it. Let's just be honest. But at the same time, I would want her to pay for her first date because it sets the parameters of to tell the dude you don't need him. And that's real bossy. You know what I'm saying? Like, for a woman, every first date that I've been on, every woman that, you know, I didn't pay for the woman's meal. You know, it was almost like, you know, nah, it's okay, cool. Like, I mean, you got yours and I got mine too, or I got the whole thing. My thing is this. If you really want to boss up, it's no half and half with me. And this is just my, like, opinion. Either I'm paying for the girls, or what would catch my attention if the girls pays for hers and mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, pay for the whole thing. I don't want no splitting and all that. That's gonna make everything awkward and mess up the whole feng shui of the date. Just pay for the whole thing. And if you're not able to do that, then say something. It's still gonna be accepted. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I just hate when you have this conversation with people, male and female, and it's almost expected that a man is supposed to pay for the meal. And I'm that person that's saying I don't have an issue, you know what I'm saying, with paying for the meal. That's not what the thing is about. It's about double standards and what the expectations are. And the expectation should be, if you can do it, do it. And if not, then still cool. But do it. Have the capability to pay for your own. That's not to say you will pay for it by yourself, but have the capabilities. Don't just, you know, go empty-handed. You know what I'm saying? And that's the big issue. I want Funky Friday to be where Les Brown meets Plies. You know what I'm saying? That real intellectual talk, grown folk talk. And there's gonna be some times where, you know, you can have, you know, some real gems that's being spit. You know, so this particular week it is what it is with expectations. Moving right along. Now, going to the second part of this is this. Being realistic with yourself, right? And this person gonna hate me for this, but I still love them to death. I was having a conversation, you know what I'm saying, with a person that's close to me. And I asked him, I'm like, bro, hey, why you always shooting at people that's, in essence, out your league, right? He was like, bro, you know, I know what I want. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to strive for the best, like, regardless. I'm going to strive for the best. And I got that. You know what I'm saying? I hear you. I want that for you, too. But let's be real. And I'm going to talk to the females as well as the males with this. If you a foe, and not a foe rated by you, a foe rated by 5 other people who looking at you and they say, oh, that's a foe. I'm not talking about this particular individual. I'm just talking just in general. If a person's 5 people ask, hey, what you think about this person? And they say, oh, that's a foe right there. First off, you shouldn't care what other people think, but that's just what the consensus is. Let's just, get my point. So if everybody's saying you're a 4, why are you shooting to try to talk to an 8, a 9, a dime? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does that make sense? Now, there's been some times where, a lot of people compensate and, they lack certain things that bring their value up in other areas. And I'm all for that. I'm cool with that. But more times than not, a 4 is going to be made or be good for another 4. And when you see a 4, you should toot your nose up and be like, he fat, or she ugly, or he pudgy, she chunky. But then when you look at yourself and you chunky, you fat, you like what you think they say when they see you? Like, you gotta hold yourself accountable. You know what I'm saying? You gotta love yourself enough to hold yourself to a expectations where you meet, and you gravitate to, or you manifest certain things into your life, what you already are, not what you want. Like, even the Bible says faith without work is dead. If you're not working to yourself, you know what I'm saying, you can have all their dreams and expectations in the world that you could be like, oh my God, I want this, I want that. But everybody want to be a millionaire, but everybody don't have the habits of a millionaire. So that's why you broke. I'm a firm believer on that. And I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying that I done figured it out. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying this. Hear me out when I say this. I don't have all the answers. I don't even have all the answers to this. I don't even know if I'm right. I just know what I believe in. And I'm just trying to, have an open dialogue to things that we always kind of assume, or things that, is a double standard in our society. That's what it is. Like, when you're asking a person, like, what you want, right? And you like, oh, I want a baller. Oh, I want this. Or, man, I want a girl who's stacked. Man, she can't be fat. She got to be fitness. She got to be this. She got to be that. She got to cook. She got to clean. She got to do this. She got to do that. You know what I'm saying? He got to make a certain amount of money. You know what I'm saying? He got to do this. He got to do that. And I'm almost, asking myself, it's like, well, are you that? Do you cook? Do you clean? Do you provide? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you do these things that you want? Because if you don't, then it's like, how is this going to even work? That's not even a healthy relationship. That's not even realistic for you to just expect. Like, if you a do-nothing person, how you going to mess with a person that does everything? Because sooner or later, that person that's doing everything gonna feel like, bro, you ain't gonna help me out with something. You ain't gonna help me out with the dishes. Like, damn, babe, like, I just cooked the food. Like, you can't clean up for me. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, I had a long day. Like, you didn't think to stop to get me something. Like, that's not gonna work. That's not realistic. And that's all I'm saying. Like, just be realistic with yourself. If you an 8, date an 8. If you a dime, go get a dime. But just because you look like a dime, that don't mean that you're a dime inside. The biggest thing that I always hate, and we live in a society that's very materialistic, and Instagram does that. And I've been guilty of doing that. You know what I'm saying? Wearing expensive clothes, jewelry, things that, driving in the latest cars. And that's fine. Having a conversation with a person yesterday. And I said, okay, cool. What you looking for? Tell me that. Oh, I'm looking for this. I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that. I'm looking for this. I said, cool. So let me ask you this. when is a good time for a person to get a gift? And you know, she said, well, you can give me a gift anytime. So I said, okay, cool. So let's say, for instance, we talking and I get you a less expensive bag. Something that's not a Louis purse, a Birkin bag or whatever. She says, boy, don't try me like that. I said, don't try you. But it's I'm getting you something that I felt like you would like. You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened to that? Like, what happened to the real? You know what I'm saying? You got a person that's getting you something, and so I felt a certain type of way. So I said, all right, cool. So if I get you a Birkin bag, would you accept that? She said, oh, of course I would. I knew that was gonna be the answer. But I said, okay, cool. You know how much a Birkin bag costs, right? I said, cool. And if you don't know, if you're watching this, go Google how much a Birkin bag costs. I said, all right, cool, boom. So when are you going to give that same value gift to your partner? And it's not about tit for tat, or about I get you this, you do this for me. This is not that type of thing. But all I'm saying is the expectations of things. You can't expect for you to receive so much and you give so little. That's not realistic. That's not right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't doing nothing for no dude. I ain't giving. I'm like, how that's gonna work? Tell me that. Riddle me that. Please riddle me that. Because it's like, if I don't get you the most expensive jewelry, if I don't get you the most expensive, you know what I'm saying, thing, then it's like, it's looked down upon. And that's sad. And I wrote a quote down that says, you can give a person a drop of water and they still appreciate you. And then you can also give a person the ocean and they can still want more. And that's a true statement. You cannot make someone love you by giving them more of what they already don't appreciate. Like, that's a fact. That's a VV right there. Like, that's an Eliante. All this is just, you know what I'm saying, food for thought, just to allow your mind to kind of think. We talked about the expectations and the double standards about beauty and who's it more hard on or accepted. And we know it's hard out here for it, man. You know what I'm saying? Even to say like this, like one of my partners had mentioned this the other day. This is double standard. If a girl goes somewhere to vacation with her girlfriends and they be like, oh, girl, we're going to turn up. Where we staying? Come on, girl, we all going to just stay in these two rooms. That's accepted. But let a dude, hey, bro, we're going to turn up. Where we staying? Bro, we all going to stay in the same room. Is that accepted? Man, come on. It's not. Because then the girl going to be like, where you staying at? Oh, me and my partner staying. We bunking in the same room. She gonna look at him like, boy, how old are we? But the dude can't say, girl, where you staying at? Oh, I'm staying with all my friends. We got a hotel together. Dude ain't gonna say, girl, grow up. Double standard. Do I agree with it? I'm just trying to give you something to think about. And just having food for thought, just having an open mind. Just making you realize what we do. And is it right? Who cares? Is it wrong? Who cares? You know what I'm saying? And long story short, now I wrap it up like this. It's like, there's to come a time when you're realistic with yourself and you appreciate yourself for who you are and recognize everything that you're not, and be realistic with appreciating the blessings that you have for yourself. And once you do that, you will appreciate and love everything that you attract. And as I always say, to end it, one finger, one pinky, one thumb, one love.